This woman captured 60 soldiers alone, while this one burned the whole city down. Guys, this game lets you turn your Bosnian village into Las Vegas, baby. So download it and start playing now. Link is in the description. Cleopatra was a boss from start to finish. She got married to her brother, which was pretty normal back then, and as she posed a threat to him, got exiled from her own kingdom. Everyone thought that she would break down in her exile, but Cleopatra came back stronger, smarter, and better. Taking back control, Cleopatra didn't fight blindly. She used her brains and made sure she used her assets well. Her kingdom was under attack by Julius Caesar, one of the most powerful men to ever live. And what did Cleopatra do? She seduced him and soon gave birth to little Caesar. Unfortunately, their alliance was short-lived, as Caesar got murdered by those bastards over at the Senate. However, Cleopatra was able to adapt. Soon, she had to choose between fighting against Caesar's enemies or joining them. She chose to ally with Mark Antony, a man obsessed with Egyptian culture, and fight against the enemies of Caesar. She sailed to meet Antony, dressed in the robes of Isis, and as they were both well-educated, they connected easily and fell in love quickly. Fighting battles together, they eventually both died by suicide, thinking the other was already dead. Antony stabbed himself, while Cleopatra chose snake poison, a symbol of divine royalty. Olga was married to Igor of Kiev, a king that got murdered by his tributaries. She soon got an offer to marry the enemy prince, and she accepted it. But she tricked them. When the ambassadors came into Kiev, she locked them up in her bathhouse and burned it down. Before the news reached their leader, she asked to visit their city and give a proper burial to her husband. They accepted, and Olga tricked them once again. As her enemies got drunk at the funeral feast, Olga ordered her men to kill them all. Soon, she laid siege onto their city but failed to capture it for more than a year. Now, what did Olga do? She told them that she would prefer money instead of revenge, and sent a peace treaty asking for a pigeon from every house in the city. Her enemies didn't expect her to tie a piece of sulfur on every pigeon, light it up, and release them back into the city, burning it down. When you couldn't go 10 minutes without some Genghis or Kublai raiding your village, women were well versed in badassery. Khutulun wasn't only a devastating rider but also one of the greatest Mongolian wrestlers. Besides helping her father defend against the mighty Kublai Khan, Khutulun was also undefeated in the ring. She said that she wouldn't marry any man that couldn't beat her in a wrestling match, and those that lost had to give her their horses. And as you can imagine, she had a lot of horses. Her parents begged her to fix a match when she was in her 20s, a ripe age for getting married in those times. And at first, she accepted but couldn't do it. Remaining undefeated in the ring, she married one of her dad's soldiers without fighting him. Believing God has chosen her to lead France into victory, Joan of Arc led France into a glorious victory at Orleans, pushing back the English army that tried to capture France during the 100 Years' War. Joan then continued her conquest, capturing 5 cities and winning 3 open field battles. Everyone feared Joan so much that 30 cities surrendered without putting up a fight. Unfortunately, she was captured, accused of witchcraft, and burned alive at the age of 19 by the English and their French allies. From hiding her chest to join the army, to decorating the same chest with the biggest amount of military awards a woman has ever received, Milunka Savic refused to give up. Standing up for her sick brother, she decided to join the army instead of him. Fighting in both Balkan Wars and the Great War, she was a part of the Iron Regiment. In one raid, she captured 43 Bulgarian soldiers, and in the other, 60. After the war, she took care of more than 30 children who watched her get beat and captured by the Nazis, who at first lined her up for execution but later, realizing who she is, released her. Today, her body rests in the Alley of the Greats in Belgrade. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe if you haven't and download the game down in the description.